مشاهدي كايرو لايف قناة القاهرة 24، أهلا بكم من بروكسل من داخل مقر الاتحاد الأوروبي، خصوصا مقر السياسة الخارجية. معنا السيدة نبيلة مسارلي، المتحدثة الرسمية باسم جوزيف بوريل. First of all, we are very honored to have you today.
And I'm very honored to be interviewed by an Egyptian journalist.
And first of all, thank you for having us here today.
It's a pleasure. I'm very happy to be here today.
Okay,
And you are most welcome to be here today.
Thank you. So my very first question, it seems like cliche, but we would like to know, while preparing the visits of Joseph Borrell, what's your priorities? We all know that he was here in Egypt days ago. So what's your priorities while preparing for Mr. Joseph Borrell to the Middle East, especially?
Well, I mean, Egypt is a historic and a very important partner for the EU. So we had to see all the dimensions that we could prepare for the visit. You know that there is a partnership priorities with Egypt, and these partnership priorities have a multifaceted and robust priorities. We prepared all aspects of our relations with Egypt. In foreign policy, we made sure that the HRVP will be, of course, ready to discuss bilateral relations with Egypt, but not only. Egypt is a very important partner in the Middle East. They discussed foreign policy issues, regional issues, including the Middle East peace process, where Egypt plays a very important role, but also the crisis in Sudan. Egypt is the country that received a lot of Sudanese refugees, and here it was very important to commend the role of Egypt and the solidarity of Egypt towards the Sudanese people.
So there's some opinions said that the Egyptian position in the Middle East are not as it used to be. So you share this opinion or not?
For us, Egypt is as I said, is a very important partner, and and one of the reasons why High Representative Josep Borrell visited Egypt is because of the important role that Egypt plays in the Middle East peace process.
So this visit, do you plan for a new some cooperation or between Egypt on the political horizon? So when Borrell leaves Egypt, so I think he's some points in his mind to do in the future.
Well, I mean, as I said, the visit was short, but it was very rich and had a lot of aspects to it. It had a bilateral aspect to it, where they spoke about climate, about migration, about counterterrorism, but also about, as I said, foreign policy. The High Representative definitely left Egypt thinking that it is a country where he wants to continue partnering and discussing further and in a more comprehensive way the relations on all these aspects.
Okay, my final question is about, we know that Egypt and many countries of the Middle East have bilateral relations with Russia and also with the European Union and the European countries. So do the European Union is waiting, or the Western is waiting for some reactions or specific position from Egypt and the Middle East to take in the war?
This was probably one of the discussions that the High Representative had with his Egyptian interlocutors. For the European Union, Russia has launched a war of aggression against its neighbor. And for us, Russia has to abide by the UN Charter. And it is only normal that most of the countries in the Middle East also see this, because we have a very clear aggressor and a very clear aggressed. So this is the message that probably the HRVP has conveyed to his partners in the region.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.